show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
One of those cupcakes. Let's check it out.
Welcome to Just Never Know podcast. I'm your host, Ron Frazier. And today I'm joined by a great guest, Anthony Seling. Let me tell you, with gaming now and it's evolving, the gaming world is constantly evolving with new technologies and platforms emerging every day. But amidst all this excitement and competition, there's one game that is poised to make a big splash in the gaming industry, the Verve Game. And I'm going to bring on my guest, Mr. Anthony. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you, Ron?
Hey, I appreciate you coming on, man. I'll tell you, you have to be excited with all these, the game show and the app launching.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that introduction, I mean, it just got me more excited. It's we've got great plans and we want to work with people like you. So I can't wait to share more.
Right. Well, why don't you just go ahead and give everybody the background of the game and all the excitement of it coming out. You're launching everything right now, this month and next month. That's exciting, man.
Yeah. So we've got a game show coming out here in about 3 weeks, and it's geared towards short film production. And so with our game show, what we do is we hire actors, content creators, videographers, pretty much anybody who's creative wants to tell a story. The way our game works is you get one card from each category: film genre, character, and setting. Then it's up to the player to use those 3 cards to write out a story, act out the skit, and produce a short film. So we hire these players to play in our game show, and then we pick one winner to give them the grand prize, the cash prize. And then I ended up bonusing all the other players because, I mean, at the end of the day, what we're trying to do at Verve Game is really special. I mean, it's in the creative realm. There's a lot of people that have kind, creative souls that just don't know how to monetize that to the fullest capability. And on the flip side, you've got business folk or business personnel who are great at making money, but they're not the creative type. So in my experience, we've seen a lot of folks kind of get walked all over the years, and we're looking to make a change. With our game show, we have an app coming out about 2 weeks later so that people can start to play it in home. They can produce their own short films playing our game. They can upload it to social media. And if they tag Verve Game, we are trying to recruit and hire players for future game shows. The grand vision with our brand is we want to produce a media production company that can rival Netflix, HBO, Disney Plus. And so we're taking baby steps. We're starting with our game show. We've got our app paired together, but we're going to start to create projects for our own short films that we want to start to enter into contests. And so we are really looking for folks like you, Ron, Brian T. Shirley, Stuart Petty, Vivi Hernandez, Mary Ann, Natalie, all the folks that we've already met through our game. Our first show should be out here in just a few weeks. But we want to just keep spreading the love and find more and more folks that want to get involved in our projects on the side. And for those that may not be ready to produce such high quality that can compete with Netflix and HBO, that's where you play our game. Our app is free for download, free to play. You can also get a membership, and we'd really appreciate folks. $10 a year would do wonders for our community. And what we're trying to do with that is really reallocate the money, like basically redistribute wealth. I'm not worried about our brand and my own personal finances. I believe that we are on a path for the success to rival those companies, Netflix, HBO. And so what I want to do is basically take the money in and rotate it to my community. Just keep rotating. You're going to have outside folk they just want to watch. They don't want to play. They don't want to be that involved, and they're willing to contribute financially. And so it's just going to continue to grow. And at a point, it's just going to get huge. And it's like, I don't need much in my life. What I want to do is I want to bring other people. I want to see them prosper and succeed. And so we've got a cool vision for how we plan to maximize players' time, their resources, and their growth, more importantly. The most important thing about our app is you're not going to get rich playing our app. It's not meant to make you rich. It's meant to motivate you. It's meant to help you stay on the path of creativity, of what you want to get out of life. And you can continue to build skills. And if you win a contest, amazing. And so what we're doing with the app is, at first, it's just going to be beta. It's just playing the game. And that's why we want folks to upload to social media and to tag us. We really can't. I mean, everything's on me. I put my life into this. And so, like, I'm not a millionaire. So, like, we got to start beta, start small. But we want folks to get the concept and to start building those skills. And in phase 2, which we hope to get to in 3 to 6 months, is really to start generating more contests just like our game show, where players they could be brand new beginners, or they could be folks with 30 years experience, start to craft these short films and upload them into our contest. Then we will pick players, or the top performers will obviously win cash prizes. And we also want to have, on the other side, for viewers, a chance to monetize. We want them to be able to enjoy our platform, be involved. And so we want to basically give rewards to those that have the most accurate scoring. The grand vision with the app is to have AI, where basically before you upload, you can basically run it through video recognition, and it would scan your video. And based on our scoring algorithm, it would be like, okay, your acting was a 94, but your story is maybe an 82. So you might want to work on that before you upload. The way that our content, go ahead.
Excuse me a second. I want to put this in here. I was really thinking about it. I mean, I know a lot of actors, you know what I mean? So I'm thinking, not only this is great for the family and friends to play this and that, but for, like, even the seasoned actors, you might want to, like, practice expanding your range or something like that. And I think this would be a great tool for that, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And it's the players that are on our first season for our game show, they pretty much all said that. And that's what's great about the game, is that we all we have our interests, we have our likes, and we tend to focus on what we're good at. And over time, we build those skills. But you could be amazing at rom-com, romance, comedy. But if we give you a horror card, oh, I don't really watch horror. Like, what? I'm not involved in that. Well, now you're, like you said, expanding your range for creativity. And then beyond that, it's a tough world right now. And people are scared of AI, and we don't want to replace jobs with AI. To me, it's a tool. It's basically just, instead of using an axe, now you got a chainsaw, right? So we want to enhance our players' experience and their production and their growth, because that's exactly what I've seen firsthand, is that folks are losing jobs, not just because of AI, but because one person can do more with AI. And that's my biggest worry for creatives, is that if you're not building more skills in video editing, cinematography, you name it, somebody else is. And that's just the brutal truth. It's a competitive world, and you got to compete with yourself. I'm not big into looking at other people and be like, oh, that guy's got this, or that girl's doing this. I focus on me. I want to be the best version of me that I can be. And I'm kind of obsessed with that concept. So I want to push that to other people in a healthy way. Because at the end of the day, my lifestyle is bizarre. I mean, I typically work 16 to 18-hour days. And I had to learn the hard way that other people don't want to work that hard typically. They just want to put their 8 to 9 hours in and then enjoy the rest of their free time. But I've really found what I love. So it's not like, I don't look at it like I'm wasting my time or just focus on work, because it's all related. It's truly my passion and my hobby to be creative. I mean, I'm a rapper. I'm not an actor. I've never acted before. Growing up, I was from an area where I got laughed at. I got told that I would never make it. I would never be a rapper. And my folks even told me that I was fortunate that they would pay for college, but it wasn't for music. They wouldn't let me do architecture either, because I didn't really apply myself in middle school and high school, because my brain worked different than a structured environment. And it took me a very long time to learn that. And so for folks, it's like, you got to keep building skills that will help you get to that next level. And if you never get famous, that's okay either. Like, you don't necessarily need to hit certain benchmarks to be successful and to feel prosperous. And for the younger generation, I try to push on them of, you never know what skills will come back into play for certain positions and certain jobs. I still produce music to this day, and my best rap is just coming out soon. And it's funny because everyone told me to quit. They said I'm wasting my time, and friends would get upset because they're having a party or they're going to the bar, and I was at home making music. And I don't look at it like I wasted my time. I look at it as, and now especially, I use a lot of my own music in what we're doing. And that's what I express to other people too, is that with our app, we're hoping to do music videos. We're hoping to do live art. We're painting or sculpture. And that is such valuable, high content. And there's just so much just garbage out there. I don't mean to be rude to anybody, but there's a lot of garbage on social media. And my focus is true entertainment and engagement. And that's different to everybody. And so that's why we kind of have a tiered system of the app is basically our open public space for everybody. It's our community. And our game show is kind of a higher tier of folks that are like, I want to get to the Hollywood level. And great. How do we get you there? And my thing is problem solving. I don't believe in can'ts or no's or impossible. No, when there's a will, there's a way, and we'll figure it out.
Now you elaborate when these launches come out. There were ones in March.
Yeah. So our game show will be out in about 3 weeks. We're trying to time that up with our app so that it gives it a couple weeks for folks to watch the show, get some interest, and then as we grow the show, our app will be available for more players. So I'm thinking around the 21st or the 22nd of March for the game show, and then it should be somewhere the first week of April for the app. Right now, we're already behind the scenes working on our own skits and short films that we want to produce. Once again, my videographer, Evan Morejon from One Line Media, incredible. But we're also looking for other videographers that want to get involved and more importantly, screenwriters and actors, because my videographer is excellent at what he does. I'm more of the energy and vision guy and the networking and the business and the marketing. And so we really want folks like you and Brian who have that experience screenwriting to really produce something beautiful. And like I said, we want to rock socks when we first hit these contests. We want people to say, wow, Verve Game is here and they're on a mission.
Right. Hit the ground running and don't look back.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Now, do you have a rapper's? You created a song for the Verve? I catch you off guard here.
You know what? It's funny because when I was at Google, 24, 25, I was still producing music. I was so gung-ho on my music. And I made a song that I didn't think would ever really be worth anything. I was just like this, but it kept me going. It kept me focused. And I just kind of dug it up last week and I was like, this is perfect. And I'll have to send you the song because you're going to be like, yeah, wow, that's and the universe. You never know what's going to happen. It just provides in mysterious ways.
Right. I can see the growth of this just taking off, man. I mean, right off the bat, there's just so much fun about it. It's just like, you elaborate on it. It's just like, how can it not be fun? And growth, you can see your growth even by playing this.
Yeah. And going, like, I want to talk a little bit about how we plan to give more money back to our community, because that's something really important to me. I live in a 2-bedroom condo. I'm not a materialistic guy. My materials, my toys are for my business, So, and I've worked so much that I don't really have time to spend that money. And the best way for me to pay players initially, because we are a small company right now, is to really monetize the YouTube channel and to distribute from there. Even like basically the amount of involvement you put towards a project, I want to have a system where it's broken up, where it's like, okay, the amount of hours you spent, boom, here's your share. And it should be reoccurring, right? I mean, it's not going to all happen in 1 month. It's not going to happen in 2 months. It's going to grow over time. And that's great. Who doesn't like the idea of just, oh, money's coming in and I did that project 6 months ago. And that's kind of the first step. And then over time, my biggest focus right now is finding the right team that sees this vision, that is the business side, that can really structure growth for the company, but more importantly, growth for our players and our community specifically. And to take that even a step further, I'm so competitive and I want the best for my community that if I hear Netflix is giving you let's say $100,000 annually, that's based on your projects. I want to give you 150. If they raise that to 200, 250, when there's a will, there's a way, and I'm going to find it. Because I think of it like this. We got all these multi-millionaires and even billionaires. They're sitting at a table with all this food, and we're all sitting there too, but we can't eat it. They're just, and they can't eat it all. They're just like, this is mine. Nobody touch it. Nobody touch it. This was high school. I'd look around and be like, who is this guy? Let's take him out, man. Like, which leads me to the next step of we don't want to be a radical group. That is not my interest whatsoever. I don't want to fight hate with hate, fire with fire. No, it's we're creating a new world altogether. We want to bring love and peace and happiness by support and strength together, and by focusing on us rather than that side of the line. That's just not us. You know, we don't need to do these crazy riots. We don't need to do anything bizarre. We can just focus on the product. And together, if you're down, another big step for when we get to the financial side of it is I want to build a department of spirituality where it's uplifting and energetic, and it's all through peace and love, and it's truly connecting you back into the universe. And I'm not very religious, and I believe in all religions, so we don't want to force any type of religion on anybody, but spirituality is universal. It really is. So, and I found that is truly what keeps me going is inspirational folk that tend to have much, much less than me. It's humbling, and it's what keeps me on my mission of helping the world and helping my world, because there's 8 billion people. At the end of the day, I don't know if I'll affect all 8 billion, but if I focus on my community, which is my world, and help their world, that's all I want, you know?
Yeah, if you can just change, sometimes if you can only change one person's life, it means the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know you're going to reach out. You know you're going to touch people, and yeah, and I tell you, you do get involved right now. I mean, with different programs, even in your personal life.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
So,
kind of tells me like how you're destined to go with this company.
yeah. So for 22 years, I've battled periods of time where for weeks on end, sometimes it's just a few days, but it's typically between a week and 2 weeks is my average. Where all day long, my subconscious tells me to harm myself, to either kill myself or to cut myself, burn myself, to stop. And I have to consciously battle that. So I have become a public advocate for mental health by sharing my experience. I can't tell you what it's like to be anyone else. I can't tell you what their pains and suffering is. All I can say is that you're not alone. There are millions of people like me and like others that have been through similar experiences, and I'm a firm believer that the more we get connected with them, the better we can help them, because that's usually when I've suffered the most, is when I have no one to reach out to. And I love my family, I love my closest friends, but they're more of the business side. They're more structured and numerical. Whereas when you're a creative person, there is beauty in darkness, but that darkness sometimes can spread and corrupt your mind, and you get lost. And I think of it as walking in a fog, and you're just, where do I go? I mean, I don't know north, south, east, or west, and that's terrifying for a lot of folks. I mean, I've been terrified. I've even tried killing myself many times, and I'm grateful to be here. Like every day I say it, I'm like, this today, one day at a time, and this is a blessing, because I've lost some very, very close people to me. I've had some scenarios where I should have been there for them, and the universe had my journey for a reason. And it hurts me to know when somebody has succeeded in suicide, or just has tried. My soul, like, just it hurts, and I want to reach out as soon as I can, but sometimes that's not even right either. I'm a firm believer I can't save people; they have to save themselves. I support them. There's a difference, and it's up to us, each individual, to recognize, okay, like, when there's help being offered, take it, latch on. And there are a few people in this world that really have made the biggest difference for me, and my heart goes out to them.
I agree. I'll tell you what, that just kind of gives you a recognition of how you're gonna handle this business program and everything you're heading towards. I love your outlook, man.
Thanks, Ron.
I enjoy your outlook on Alexander the Great. I'm a strong believer in the same. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah. So Alexander the Great, arguably one of the greatest leaders of all time, and he's most famous known for his quote: "I'm not afraid of an army of lion led by a sheep, but I'm more afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion." And I don't view anyone as a sheep. This the animal kingdom behind me and with me, beside me, and everyone is their own spirit animal. And so let them identify what they are. I mean, we got lemurs, monkeys, we've got llamas, you got octopus, eagles, hawks, you name it. And sometimes we can't even identify ourselves. It's funny because I like to think I'm a lion, but I'm also a cuttlefish because I am such a chameleon in different environments, and I'm a good dancer, so I kind of just hypnotize a little bit. And so that's how I always say cuttlefish. But then I've also recently been having visions of an elephant. Right here, third eye on my elephant. I just got him, and elephants. There's a story about I think it's a lemur and the elephant in the jungle, and the lemur can't get the fruit out of the tree. Well, the elephant says, "Hop on my back," and so it can grab the fruit and it starts eating it. And it's from a movie, Elysium, and I was blown away by that story. I'm like, yeah. Sometimes we do morph into a different spirit animal when it's that right time. And I had a personal training business called New Alpha, and the belief and philosophy of New Alpha is that I'm not always the alpha. That's not accurate. Like, especially when you put it into men and women in the household, if you want to get down scientifically, women are nurturing, men are not nurturing. So, like, the woman is the alpha in that role. And I'm nurturing in my own way, but I would never think that I could ever do what a woman does. It's truly incredible. And that's why that role is always shifting. Like in film production, I'm not the alpha. Like I am, and then I'm the elephant. Like that's where it's like everybody hop on my back and do what you got to do. And if we need a lion to step in as the lion, do that. We need that. If sometimes you need a couple different lions and you just got to space them apart. I'm a believer that alphas tend to butt heads, and it's like too many hands in the kitchen. Oh, you can burn stuff fast.
You want to give a breakdown? We'll jump back to Verve there. It was kind of, I always like to get a little feel for the personal, but
Yeah.
throw that in there a little bit. Um, Break it down, like your vision of the earning potential and your vision as far as that goes.
Yeah. So right now is the fastest way for us to provide more than just a quick payout. I do pay pretty much everybody for their time, no matter what. I'm a big believer in that. It's especially because I want them to just continue to grow and to see the vision. But for the highest earning potential right away will be to monetize our channel, and then to also basically monetize all of those short films and projects that we do on the side. Because to me, it's I'm going to have so many avenues. If I'm taking a tiny small amount on each, that allows me to provide more for the people that really made that project. You got some YouTubers out there that they source through Upwork, through Fiverr, and other platforms. They source these actors and content creators, pay them like $100, 200, maybe even up to $500. But then they're making 20, 30, 40, 50,000 on the other side, maybe even more. No. Management and creativity is there's a bad perception right now on the reality, because as a manager, I'm not the one creating the product. I'm not. I'm the one who has the vision and I've got the leadership, but without community and the players, the actors, the screenwriters, the videographers, even the people who build the set, nothing has come to life. And that's the a value right now that is not pushed in the public facing, which we're going to do, because you can have the most brilliant manager on the planet, but if they can't make a short film, you got nothing, right? You just got a guy who can maybe sell his life or his business coaching.
Yeah,
Cool.
and
We got enough.
it actually goes both ways. I mean, if you're going to still handle the business aspect of it, I mean, you could be the greatest, have the greatest film there is. But if the eyes aren't getting up on it and you're not marketing it and managing it and doing the business side of it, it's got to be a nice, equal kind of fit. Because a lot of those people who are real artistic, they forget the business side of it. I mean, and
Yeah.
that's a shame. And then on, like you're saying, on the other side, you could be all business, but you don't have a vision. Yeah, I totally get you right there, brother.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Ron, because that's spot on. So after that, what we're really looking for is, I mean, and it's crazy because with our app, like I said, it's free for players. If you don't want advertising, it's like $1.50 a month. We have a $6.99 for a 6-month subscription, but we really want people to do the annual subscription. You look at Netflix, and maybe I don't want to necessarily use Netflix, but you look at these other platforms, and they're typically a monthly reoccurring, somewhere between $5 and $15 a month. That's not my approach. If we got 100 million people that all pay $10, whoa, that just woke up the entire vision and provided that foundation that we need to really pay our community what they deserve right away. And then as we monetize, the way I view it is our communities are shareholders. It's incredible because the way I view it, and it's sad, but like public businesses that have shares, the executive team is kind of a necessary evil. Give and take. They have to make decisions that answer to the market. I want to make decisions that answer to my community. And that's why I don't want to ever go public. I don't ever want to give away shares to a multi-billionaire. I want to make an organization that is the community is our shareholders. The more they're involved, the more they get out of it, be it the app. Like if you're I just want to view and I want to judge. I've got folks that are like, I would love to be a panelist on a show. I don't want to do any acting. I don't want to do anything creative. I just want to judge. Cool. Like you're involved, the more you can earn. And so we got to have the right side of the business to balance that. But it's the more projects we have, the more we make, the more we can give back. It's really just like I said, just a big clock. It just keeps turning.
One of those cupcakes. Let's check it out.
For about a year and a half, this past year and a half, I was the director of marketing for an IT company, and they brought me in to do sales. In the marketing world, marketing is a variety of different things. So they brought me in to do sales, but I quickly realized we need to restructure a lot of our marketing, our business, and so they really refocused me towards doing the website, doing advertising, branding, content creation, and sadly, it got to a point where I was doing 5 or 6 major roles, and I was saying like, hey, let's do a review. I would like to request a raise. And they never gave it to me. And I mean, it's the ROI on a business. At the end of the day, you got to structure your business to ensure that you are profitable to keep growing. But I'm a firm believer in leaders eat last. Jesus ate last, Gandhi ate last. There's many books on the proper management of your organization, and they say pay your people first. If you want to keep them around, you got to pay them first. And they didn't view it like that. And sadly, I brought more value than they could offer me. And so fortunately, I just got out of that this past Wednesday to go full time in Verve Game, because that is the future for me and the community I want to build. And to take that experience and hold that here forever, because it wasn't just that one experience I had. I mean, almost every organization I worked for, they never saw the value that I brought. When I did see it in myself, other people told me what they could see. And it's a challenging world right now. I'm working with a few other folks on their projects, and I'm creating a marketing company to really provide an affordable solution for a lot of businesses in my local area or even further on. I'm big into bringing into the younger generation. I can pay them good money and really kind of transfer a lot of the wealth that I get from those clients and redirect it towards them as they build those skills. And at the same time, I'm very, very handy. Like I can do a lot on my own, and that's where I save people the most money. But then again, I've got folks that they do it even cheaper than I, and so then I'm always trying to balance, right? Like it makes sense to me of offer the most fair, honest price to somebody that is still profitable and prosperous. So for somebody who is a go-getter, I'm a firm believer. If you're not doing a lot, then you don't want a lot, right? Like it's give and take. It's how much you put in versus how much you get out. And some folks, I've tried the business model where you do a high dollar price and you try to focus on just a couple clients. Well, you can try that business model, but it's very challenging to hit the luxury price for the luxury clients. And I've also found it's typically the higher the cost, the more problems you get from those people because they expect the world. It's too much of a spend for them. And I found it to be true of myself. I mean, I've even had a couple moments where I'm like, oh, I mean, like I need more. And I'm frustrated because I can't afford this. I can always afford it. I'm a believer in reallocating, and that's why like I've been eating canned vegetables for almost a year now. It's been 8, 9 months because I had to sacrifice, and I'm willing to sacrifice because I put my people first, my community first, and that's why I'm surrounding myself with folk that can protect me as well. Because I just give and give and give, and I don't really take until sometimes it's been bottled up inside, and I'm just get frustrated. So lately, I've been doing really good about not having that issue because I have so many avenues and I have so many irons in the fire that it's like, yeah, I don't have to worry, and
Right.
it feels good.
Well, I think you're going to be staying busy with the future of the Verve for real.
Yeah, thanks, Ron.
Any other words you'd like to share and elaborate on?
Reach out to us. I want folks even reach out to Ron if you just want an introduction. Because I mean, we want to bring Ron on as soon as we can, and we got to start talking about that soon of what you Brian and I and some other folks can start to produce. I would say April is going to be the perfect time for us to really start focusing on our own short films and skits and side projects because March is I'm gun ho on getting the show out there, getting the app going, but I'm never too busy for somebody to reach out to. If I am busy, I get back to you as soon as I can because it's bizarre. It's like literally the amount of stuff I do on a daily basis, and to think about my old job and that, like I was going crazy. I mean,
Right.
it was 16, 17, 18-hour days, and now I'm hoping it's just 12.
Well, I definitely know Brian T. Shirley and myself. Excuse me. Definitely want to work with you and help you succeed and do whatever we can from our end of it. And
Yeah.
we're
Ron,
here,
where are you based out of?
Charleston.
Cool. Yeah. I'll have to come up to see you guys then. We can do some projects there because I'm trying to get out of Naples a little bit. I live under a rock. I'm so gun ho on what I do that sometimes I miss the real world.
Mhm. Well, hey, maybe you'll be seeing me when I move to Florida. I'm going to be moving to Florida here as well. So
Yeah. Yeah. I can't
we'll
wait for that.
yeah, we'll be hooking up there. So we may work together down there, even right on the level.
Yeah.
Any party words?
Just, I really appreciate this, Ron. I really do. Um, which was fun, but no, this has been a blast and I've enjoyed getting to know you and I can't wait to just continue to build together.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I want to. I'm excited to see your success. Watch this launch right from the ground level. And man, your whole marketing plan sounds fantastic. And like I said, actors. I know I have a lot of friends who are actors. This would be a great tool to help expand your range. So there's so many benefits to this game. And I want to thank you. I appreciate you coming on. And
Thank you,
and
Ron.
on that note, I want to thank everybody who watches, follows. Please subscribe, like, share, show the love right down below in the comments, right there. Show the love to Anthony. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Thanks, Ron. You too, buddy.
All right. Love everybody.
Yep.